at things more positively, but way of the world mostly sees things in a negative way. And the example that was used back then was when you look at a glass that is filled halfway. The way when you look at it with the eyes of the world, you see it as half empty. But when you look at it with the eyes of faith, you will see it as being half full. Yeah. So.
What do you want to add?
Okay, you said everything actually. But something I would say is when you look at the way of the world and the way of the faith, is I look at it as trying to overcome challenges that we believe we have no control of. And so when you look at it from the way of the world, then you're in a position to say I'm finished, because it really seems very difficult, and there's not enough for everybody in the world, and but that's not true in the way of the faith. In the way of faith, we believe in abundance. Everything, the sea is converted to you. Everything belongs to you, and there's enough for everybody. So I would say that it's perception, how you perceive things, especially in the world full of challenges. In the way of faith, there's a way out. Yeah.
That's great. You want to say something else, Jacob?
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would also maybe add that the way of the world is, to me, like perception in a manner that we've been taught by maybe circumstances and the world itself. The world itself has taught us to look at things in a certain way, while the way of the faith invites us to look at things in a different way, like to ignore what we have been taught by circumstances and the world itself for all the years that we've lived.
Well, I just want to speak about being in control and trusting that a person can do that. We were talking with Ken last time, and it feels nice sometimes to be in control. Yeah, even in the leadership team that we have, it feels nice to just be in their meeting and tell them, okay, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this. But I think it's relieving, it's more comfortable, and it saves you a lot of stressful days and stressful moments if you just trust a person can do that. You just trust your guts that Ken will do this because I trust him. So I think in the work that we are doing, we want to be in control. I've wanted to be in control sometimes because I see things are not working out. So I just want to give a person and just call them and tell them, hey, you're supposed to do this, and this is your work, full stop. But sometimes I just want to trust. If I see my phone and it reminds me about work, I just switch my phone off because I'll be tempted to call that person and tell them, this is what you're supposed to do. But I just choose to trust those people that they are going to do whatever I've given them to do, and they are comfortable. And so far I've seen success in that. Yeah. So I really want us to switch our minds out of. Sometimes it's tempting. I know it's tempting to be in control, but I just want us to just trust. Maybe just trust a person one day and see how it goes. Yeah, it has worked for me. Yeah.
I like to say, I don't think there is anyone who has ever lived the way of the world alone, and someone else has lived the way of faith alone. It is normal as humans. Most of us will live or be in the way of faith when we have reached the end or we are in trouble. Let's say it's normal to be, just as she has said, it is very challenging not to be in control. So at times as humans, we try to be in control, things are moving well, and then when they reach somewhere that you're not seeing the end and you're only seeing something is going to happen that is not good, that's when you start saying me, I'll just have faith. That's when now you switch from the way of the world, and now you want to live the way of faith and start believing that things will be okay. But when you're in the way of world, you would not even think that things are working by faith or anything. You'd be saying that I did this and things happen like this. I did this and things happen like this. But then it is always good to say, like, when you're in the way of faith, doesn't mean that things won't work out. They will work out, and that's when you'll start appreciating that God is there. That you'll start seeing that He's using some people, He's using other people to do things. But if you live only in the way of faith, the way of the world, you'll only see that you're the one who is making things happen. Yeah, and about organizing this work, I don't think you can live in the way of the world alone. As in, it's so hard because for any campaign to be successful, there is no one time you'll stand there and say that I did. It is involving a lot of people, leaders, organizers, coaching others, going to other campaigns, seeing other things. So in organizing, it's more of way of faith. You do your part and let God do the other part. And He'll use the other people to do the rest of it.
It's beautiful. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So I apologize for reading this from my computer. But,